Alright guys, just a quick update. Working on the grind area here, this whip, and it's not supposed to look like this. The part I'm working on actually looks more like this right now. So that's one side of the piece. That's the other side with the LEDs. I need to work on this because of these two pegs right here that connects with this piece. So this piece right here is these two pieces, and as you can see, it doesn't really say where it goes. I mean, these two pieces connect to these two tabs, but it doesn't really say where the LED goes. So that's kind of messy. It does have a side view of this, basically, which is this piece right here. So this piece is supposed to go something like this right here, right where the two peg holes go. So if we look closely on this thing, there is no like opening for anything other than this right here. And I would think that this actually is where the LED is supposed to come out, and not just here, because that part is actually here. This is actually a bit lower, and I'll explain why. So if my assumptions are correct, then there will be modification needed for this piece because there is no outlet for any of the wiring. And I'll explain why. And if you look at the instructions 5.1, it's mostly, oh yeah, put that on there, but put the LED on there first. But it's kind of just sitting there. And even the side view, oh yeah, just let it sit there, and let these wires sit out here and you'll be fine. Unfortunately, you won't know what the spacing is like for the LED here and here, which is here and here, unless you actually cut out the housing for it as well, which is 3216 and the second 3216, because this is supposed to go on here somehow. So you see this little side, so it's supposed to go there like that. Sorry, trying to do this one-handed. And this is supposed to fit right down here, or right here. So, and if you see that these two pieces are supposed to connect like right here, and that's where the hole is for the LED. Okay, so if you just try to follow this on here and then clamp the two side pieces together after you run all these in there somehow, yes, it may not fit your housing when you stick these on. You're like, where does it go? Because in here, this is basically saying right around that area too, but that area is taken up by this piece, right? So I don't know how that's gonna work. But anyway, that's just pretty much what I have to say for now. So I will have to modify this and cut out the other housing, give it some space to run the wire through, and hopefully, you know, in the next video I will show some parts to these. Anyway, that's it for now. We'll talk to you guys later. guys, I'm back and did some shaving and cutting, and as you can see, this is basically cut a hole up here to allow the wiring. This is the female half. The circle used to be much bigger, so cut off some to allow the wire to go basically on here. Originally I think I had it in here too, but I think that may have changed. I'll have to see it later. Sanded this side off to give a little bit more room for the wiring, and so is here. Wind this a little bit, probably it's not necessary. Cut off a little bit because of the LED. So if you look at from the outside, you don't really see any difference. This will be connected to the hip piece, so you're not going to see this hole at all. And everything else doesn't look any different. Here is the mock-up of how I did the wiring. Again, this is only how I did it. Not necessarily you have to follow or anything like that. So just a suggestion. So again, I try to the best I can to wrap these around the female pegs. So when I put the two gray pieces together, the male won't force the wires or crush them. So LEDs and plugs to the top half of the body. This thing is coming off the switch, and when you get it off the switch, it's actually vertical. So I had to use pliers and very carefully bend it. I also had to bend this thing because on the other half of this piece, there's two of these things that pushes this part in, and it will get into the way. And I basically had these fitting or housings that I cut out to make sure like I have basically the right spot for these. So like this one here, the other one basically is like that. And then this thing for the battery compartment, this metal piece when it came out is straight like this, so I had to bend it around it and run some wires through. I sanded a little bit here, as you can see. So this piece is just like the female piece, the same areas that I cut to allow room for the wiring, for the LED, things like that. I think that's all for now that I've cut. I still have to put the other side together, and when I do, I'll talk again. So, before I forget, the other side, because this is where the switch is. Make sure you test it to see if you have it correct, because it's got this little tab here that's using it for it. So I'll be right back. Alright, back again. So basically this thing's together. I put some tape, double-sided tape on this one because it's a little loose. This one, the top one I did not. So as you can see with the housing, you can kind of detect where the LED is supposed to go. And the rest of these are for a little slightly higher up and connecting to the chest. Here's the switch. Unfortunately, I don't have the batteries to test them out, but I will try to order them probably tomorrow. Batteries, it goes in here. So that's it. One step. It took me a day and a lot of thinking to get this done. So And that's it for now. This is going to be a multi-part whip, so hopefully you'll get to the end one of these days. Alright, please leave your comments, anything, questions, etc. below, and I try to get back to you. Thanks.